When a Sigma male decides to cut you out of his life, it's not merely ghosting or an emotional withdrawal, it's something far more profound. These men operate on a completely different wavelength, and when they leave, it's usually swift, decisive, and without explanation. It might leave you puzzled, wondering what you did wrong, or if you overlooked some glaring sign. But the truth is, Sigma males don't abide by conventional social norms. They don't feel obligated to provide closure or extend opportunities for reconciliation. Once they've decided someone no longer aligns with their life, they sever ties, and it often feels abrupt but is almost always deliberate. This introduction won't sugarcoat it. When a Sigma male cuts you off, it's intentional, direct, and unapologetically firm. It's time to confront 11 hard truths about why this happens, and they are rarely the reasons you might think. Prepare to face the raw and uncomfortable reality of their detachment. Let's explore this further. Don't miss a single point for a deeper understanding. Number 1. You underestimated his ability to see through you. You might think you're keeping your cool and hiding certain aspects of yourself, but a Sigma male's perception goes far deeper than most people realize. He's uninterested in surface-level exchanges or the version of yourself you project. Instead, he focuses on subtle details, small inconsistencies in your behavior, slight shifts in your demeanor, and even what you choose not to say. His ability to detect facades is razor-sharp and often unsettling. The moment he senses dishonesty, whether you're exaggerating, concealing your true motives, or trying to portray someone you're not, he's out. There won't be an argument or dramatic fallout. He'll simply fade away until one day you realize he's entirely gone. The harsh truth? He won't waste time deciphering who you are underneath the mask. To him, authenticity isn't optional. If you're not genuine, he won't stick around. It's that simple. For a Sigma male, time and energy are precious commodities, and he won't waste them on someone playing games. If you thought you could keep him guessing, you didn't just lose his interest, you lost him completely. Number 2. You became a drain on his mental energy. Sigma males guard their mental energy fiercely, treating it like a scarce resource they can't afford to waste. They are highly selective about where they invest their time and focus, prioritizing what truly matters to them. If you begin to take too much, whether it's through emotional outbursts, constant need for validation, or overwhelming them with your problems, they will notice quickly. The moment he senses you're becoming a drain, he'll walk away before allowing himself to burn out. He doesn't see the point in maintaining relationships that feel one-sided or exhausting. The harsh part? He won't try to fix things. He won't sit down for a heart-to-heart about boundaries or ask you to change. Instead, he'll detach quietly, and before you know it, he'll stop answering your calls, engaging in meaningful conversations, or offering his time. This isn't coldness, it's self-preservation. Sigma males understand their limits better than anyone, and they refuse to let energy vampires drag them down. Once he realizes your presence drains more than it gives, he'll cut ties without a second thought. Number 3. You disrespected his boundaries. A Sigma male is highly self-aware and protective of his personal space, both physical and emotional. He knows his limits and has no patience for people who cross them. If you've ignored his need for solitude, constantly pried into his private affairs, or overstepped boundaries he's clearly set, you've already pushed him away. To him, boundaries are not negotiable. They're essential for his peace of mind and autonomy. Unlike others, he won't engage in long discussions to defend or explain his limits. Instead, he observes your behavior. If you consistently disregard his boundaries, he interprets it as a lack of respect for who he is. And once he concludes that respect is missing, he'll silently step back, leaving you to wonder what went wrong. The harsh truth? If you can't honor the boundaries he values so deeply, he won't waste his time trying to make you understand. He'll simply remove himself from the equation. Number 4. You tried to control him. Control is a concept a Sigma male outright rejects. He cherishes his independence above all else, and has likely worked hard to build a life free from unnecessary restrictions. The moment you try to dictate his actions, manipulate his decisions, or impose expectations, you've signed your exit from his life. This doesn't necessarily mean you were being overtly controlling. Even subtle attempts to influence his autonomy, like frequent advice giving when he didn't ask for it, can trigger his need to escape. A Sigma male thrives in an environment where he calls the shots and lives by his rules. He won't tolerate anyone who threatens that freedom. The tough reality? It's not personal. It's his core value system. If you try to challenge his independence, he won't argue or fight to regain control. He'll quietly reclaim it by cutting you off entirely. Number 5. You didn't add value to his life. To a Sigma male, relationships are about quality, not quantity. He doesn't keep people around out of obligation or tradition. Every connection in his life serves a meaningful purpose. If he feels like your presence isn't adding value, whether it's emotional support, intellectual stimulation, or mutual respect, he'll question the purpose of keeping you in his life. This doesn't mean he expects perfection, but he does value depth, loyalty, and growth. If your relationship with him becomes stagnant, one-sided, or superficial, he'll detach with little fanfare. The truth is, he views every relationship as a choice, not a requirement. And if he doesn't see a reason to continue choosing you, he won't hesitate to let go. It's not an act of cruelty, it's a reflection of his deeply intentional approach to life. Number 6. You took him for granted. A Sigma male is not someone who demands constant attention or recognition. In fact, he often goes out of his way to stay under the radar. But make no mistake, he notices when his efforts go unappreciated. If you've consistently overlooked the ways he's supported you, or worse, started to assume his kindness is automatic, you've already set the wheels in motion for his exit. He doesn't stick around to be used or undervalued. The moment he feels unappreciated, he begins to emotionally withdraw. By the time you realize he's gone, it's already too late. The lesson here is simple but painful. If you didn't appreciate him while he was around, he won't give you the chance to make it up to him. Number 7. You underestimated his intelligence. A Sigma male doesn't flaunt his intellect, but he's highly perceptive and analytical. If you've lied to him, manipulated situations, or assumed he wouldn't catch on, you've made a critical mistake. He doesn't need to confront you or expose your deception. He processes it quietly and stores it in his memory. The moment he realizes you've underestimated his intelligence, his trust in you dissolves. To him, honesty and authenticity are non-negotiable. He values relationships where mutual respect reigns, and being deceitful is a sign that you don't respect him or his intellect. Once he loses faith in your integrity, he won't stick around to explain why. His silence is his way of saying, I know what you did, and I've decided you're no longer worth my energy. Number 8. You tried to change him. One of the defining traits of a Sigma male is his unwavering sense of self. He knows who he is, what he stands for, and how he wants to live his life. If you've tried to mold him into someone he's not, whether by criticizing his choices, pressuring him to conform, or pushing your expectations onto him, you've only alienated him. He doesn't resist change, he resists external control. Change for him must come from within. Attempts to dictate how he should act or live will be met with quiet withdrawal. Instead of arguing or justifying himself, he'll simply walk away, leaving you to reflect on why your attempts to help him fell flat. Number 9. You disrupted his peace. To a Sigma male, peace is sacred. His life is built around minimizing chaos, drama, and unnecessary distractions. If your presence has introduced constant arguments, negativity, or emotional turbulence, he'll view it as a direct threat to the tranquility he values so much. He doesn't tolerate toxicity, no matter how deep the connection might be. Instead of engaging in cycles of conflict, he'll take the path of least resistance, distancing himself. It's not that he's unwilling to work through challenges, but if the relationship becomes a consistent source of stress, he'll conclude it's not worth the cost to his mental and emotional well-being. Number 10. You failed to understand him. Sigma males often feel misunderstood because they don't conform to societal norms or fit neatly into common personality archetypes. They value deep understanding and meaningful connections. If you've made assumptions about who he is without truly trying to understand his unique nature, it's a sign that you're not invested in the relationship on his level. This lack of understanding could manifest in dismissing his need for solitude and misinterpreting his quiet demeanor as aloofness, or failing to see the depth behind his actions. Over time, he'll realize that the effort he's putting into being understood isn't being reciprocated. When that happens, he'll retreat into his world, leaving you on the outside wondering why he's gone. Final thoughts. Why you lost him. A Sigma male is not heartless or unapproachable. He's just incredibly selective about the energy he invests. Losing him often boils down to a lack of respect, understanding, or alignment with his values. Once he decides a relationship no longer serves him, he won't make dramatic exits or offer endless explanations. He'll simply disappear, prioritizing his own peace and purpose. The reality is harsh but simple. If you want to keep a Sigma male in your life, you need to meet him on his level, respecting his boundaries, valuing his independence, and nurturing a connection built on authenticity and mutual respect. What are your views on this? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I will personally read all of your comments. And if you seriously want to level up in life, don't forget to show some love by hitting the like and subscribe button. Stay strong. Until next time.